Steve Fortner here from Keyboard Magazine on the final day of the 2014 Winter NAMM show with Yamaha's latest iteration of the Tyros workstation, the Tyros5. If you are not familiar with what an arranger workstation does, it's sort of the ultimate evolution of the auto accompaniment keyboard, but the auto accompaniment is extremely sophisticated, as are the articulation and realism features on instrument sounds and many other things. I reviewed a couple of the Tyroses, the 2 and the 3. In fact, but Martin, maybe you could tell us what's new in version 5.
Okay, very, very quickly, or in a nutshell, when you look at the instrument, clearly we've got a longer keyboard. So this is the first Tyros in the whole 12-year history that's come with a 76 keyboard. So I think that really opens up the market to more pro players, pianists, singer-songwriters.
Most arranger keyboard users that I've talked to wanted that from the Tyros.
It's been long awaited, and here we have it. And it really, I think, it's the beginning of a new era for us. And with these 76 keys, we've also concentrated on a lot of the keyboard players' sounds. So of course we've concentrated on everything. But for example, the piano sound is very, very important. And we've got this straight from Clavinova. So the piano comes from our top-end Clavinova products.
By the way, is that a CFX sample or a CF3S sample?
This would be a CF3.
Yeah, beautiful sounding piano.
Whilst we have the best pianos, we leave the very, very best pianos, of course, for Clavinova. And then several generations later, a keyboard will take that. But you know, this is the first time where we really have Clavinova samples on a Tyros. But what's really, really key to the sound is not just the voice, but the DSP, the reverb. You know, we've upgraded the entire DSP of this instrument. So that means that even things like the echo is silky smooth and high quality, which gives you a whole new feeling of quality. Other sounds, I mean, of course, it's not...
Even despite the, sorry to interrupt you, but even despite the high noise level in the NAMM show, I can sort of hear an organic, warmer, sort of fuller quality, and the Tyros 3 and 4 weren't bad at all. There were no slouches.
We've always upgraded that. I mean, actually, the piano sound, in terms of this concert grand piano sound, we had the same concert grand piano sound on the Tyros 4. The difference is that we've got the better reverb now, which completely enhances that sound. But what we didn't have was many, many different piano sounds. On here, you can, for example, change it to an upright. So if you don't want the silky smooth concert grand, you can go for something a little bit more organic. So it's a little bit out of tune, great for rock and roll, great for blues. I mean, if you want to bring in a band, like you said, this is an auto accompaniment instrument, but you know, people's image of that can be quite cheap. What we've got now is a real band. I mean, it's a real drummer. We've sampled the best session drummers on the planet. So if you want to play a jazz band with the piano, I mean, so on. So you can even hear the subtleties. It's a real band playing with you. So that's incredible. So great sounds. I think just to say that the engine of this instrument will also add magic to the sound. What I mean by that, if you take a guitar, let's just take a guitar sound, okay? When you play a guitar, a real guitarist will make lots of noises like slides and fret noises and body knocks and stuff, which on a keyboard you don't get. The system will generate that all. So that just brings the whole thing to a new level of realism. For example, if I take this steel acoustic, you'd heard a fret noise. Noises are happening by the system. I'm not doing that. So, and that's a.
Are you having to manually trigger an articulation with a foot pedal or
I'm just playing it, and it's the system's doing it. So you know, it's fantastic. And
so it's doing a lot of analysis of what your fingers are doing and going, oh, I'll bet he wants a slide right there, and it's making the correct guesses for the most part.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and it does it with all the instruments. Take a flute, take a trumpet, take a sax. It will really put in all those extra nuances that brings it to life. And just one really important point, and I want to get this one across. I think this is a game changer. Ensemble feature. This is brand new. So if I actually choose ensemble, I'm going to now control multiple instruments. So for example, if I take a string quartet, we've got 4. In the past, you'd have 4 guys when you play one note. If you play 2 notes, you'd have 8, and so on. It would always double up because you're triggering back a sample. But what the system now does, if we take 4 instruments like this, if you play one note, they all hit the same note. If you play two notes, they split up. If you play a whole chord, so you've got a different string instrument under each finger.
It's doing divisi voice allocation.
Absolutely, it's doing it. Yeah, it's doing it. The system's doing it. It's real. So and that happens with brass, with saxes, with any section instruments. So that's a little bit of where we are now from a state-of-the-art point of view.
Well, very, very cool. I was hearing you demonstrate the other day some beautiful theater and pipe organs.
We also have what we call organ world. We recognize that this is a keyboard instrument, and an important keyboard player's sound is an organ. So, what we've actually done here is we've generated a virtual onboard experience. So it doesn't matter if you go for the tone wheel organ, you can really manually operate that like a real organ with the sliders. And we have even the details such as the presets would be like the black keys on the bottom of
a traditional, yes.
And you've got different home organs with tabs. But there's going to be a lot of people.
That takes me back actually, and that's people who play that theater organ style. Well, I mean, I remember seeing them in malls when I was demoing. In fact, Yamaha Electone organs, which were the birthplace of a lot of this auto accompaniment technology.
Absolutely. But just moving through here, we've got more organs. We've got also the big pipe organs as well, like a Wurlitzer theater organ, and also a big concert organ. And I mean, it really is staggering. The detail, even things like the tracker action noise, we get the detail in there. So when you play it, you can hear the key click, which is you probably won't hear that now. There's too much ambient noise here. You can hear the wind going through the pipes. It's absolutely amazing. Right through to all 150 ranked,
That's beautiful.
So, this instrument really does deliver. It goes as far as your creativity will take it. So, it's really down to the user. Lots of features here to make your music making experience easy and fun.
And that is the Yamaha Tyros5 arranger workstation. Can make any sound imaginable, help you articulate it as though you were a player of that actual acoustic instrument. Auto accompaniment that sounds likely better than any other auto accompaniment you're going to find. And it's around $5,000. Is that right?
I don't really want to quote on the price because I'm actually working in development, so I'd leave that to the sales guys. But as far as I understand, with this instrument here is around $5,500. So
Well, and actually, for a high-end arranger workstation, that is what they cost. Because a lot of R&D, a lot of work goes into this thing. And if you perform, if you're a solo entertainer, it's a worthwhile investment. So that is the Tyros5. Martin, thanks very much.
My pleasure.